Hi everybody. We continue with our topic on pollination. In the first video, just a minute. In the first video, we did about the types of pollination. We did what are the advantages and disadvantages of self and cross, and we have started with agencies of pollination, and we have covered anemophily and hydrophily. We would now like to talk about entomophily. Entomophily is pollination by insects. Obviously, you know that class Insecta is one of the biggest classes in Arthropoda, and Arthropoda is the itself is the biggest phylum. 80% of the flowers are pollinated by insects, and within insects also 80% of flowers are pollinated by honeybees. But the number of flowers and the number of insects, right now the example you let's manually not possible to enlist all the examples here. So the common insects which help, just a minute, can have bees, flies, wasp, moth, beetles, right? The insect pollinated flowers, it could be an exhaustive list. Some of them are mentioned here. Even larger animals such as some primates, arboreal rodents, or even reptiles have been reported as pollinators. I told you they search for food, and that is what causes pollination. Now, the characteristic of the flowers will be different from those which we found in abiotic pollination. Here, the flowers will be large. If they are small, they'll be extremely colorful. Fragrance, right now, nectar producing, right? So all these is completely opposite to what we found in the earlier case. Flowers are brightly colored and produce a pleasant fragrance. Flowers are provided with nectar glands. Nectar is rich in glucose, fructose, sucrose. In plants like viola or pansy, now look at the arrangement which a flower makes for the insect to reach the nectar gland. Guide markings on petals are present to guide the insects towards the nectaries, right? It's a red carpet welcome now. Even you'll have arrow markings, right? Now they called guide markings, right? So maybe take a left, take a right, and then reach the nectar gland. Calyx and corolla are well developed. वहाँ पे क्या था? Calyx and corolla either may be reduced or absent. To protect the essential whorls, वहाँ पर expose the essential whorls. No wastage of pollen grains. The number of pollen grains produced are comparatively less. We are not saying less. As compared to wind and water, the number of pollen grains produced are less. Pollen grains are spiny. वहाँ पर क्या था? In wind में क्या था? Smooth surface था. To adhere to the bodies of the, right ना, so यहाँ पर sticky भी है. पोलन किट की वजह से स्टिकी हो जाएगा. पोलन किट कौन सिक्रीट करता है? टेप्टम. स्टिग्मा इज शॉर्ट, रफ एंड स्टिकी. वहां पे स्टिग्मा लार्ज एंड फेदरी था. यहाँ पे इट इज शॉर्ट, रफ एंड स्टिकी टू रिसीव द पोलन ग्रेन. Some flowers like Arum rafflesia, they emit an extremely unpleasant and foul odor because that is what attracts the relevant or a particular insect. So it's not necessary that all insects may be attracted only towards pleasant fragrance. Whatever is the pollinating agency का characteristic, the flower will produce that kind of a character. ठीक है? So you can even have plants like Papaver, Rosa, Clematis, edible pollen grains, right? Rich in proteins, lipids. Okay, because the insects feed on these pollen grains. So some of the pollen grains get transferred, some are eaten up by the insects. Now a few very specific examples we find in case of entomophily. The hairy wasp, right now its wasp is like a honeybee, but a little different. It pollinates the orchid Ophrys speculum, right? There's a category of orchid which is called Ophrys speculum. Now this orchid flower see, I've given you the diagram or the image of an orchid flower, possesses an appearance and odor similar to that of female wasp. If you can look at this particular petal part, right now, that resembles that of the female wasp. So the male wasp moves towards the flower thinking that it is moving towards the female wasp, right? And the process is pseudocopulation. They repeat this act by visiting different flowers and thus bring about pollination, right? Now, so now here, this type of an action is called as sexual deceit. ये actually धोखा ही हो गया actually. It's called as sexual deceit, right? So the flower in appearance and odor is resembling to the female wasp and thereby attracting the male wasp towards it. Some flowers are white, but they have pleasant fragrance because moths, they move about in the night, they are nocturnal. So color is hardly relevant here. In the yucca plant, right, this is a yucca plant here. A moth called as the yucca moth, if you can see slightly white colored moth here, is there? It's a yucca moth. It makes a hole in the ovary of the yucca flower. इसके बेस में यहाँ पर वो होल करेगा. अब क्या करेगा? It will lay its eggs in the ovary, right? It will lay its eggs. The moth collects pollen from several flowers and pushes the pollen. अब pollen यहाँ पे लेके आएगा वो. Whatever pollen is collected, it will collect it here. And यहाँ से जब fertilization होगा, यहाँ पे जो ovule का seed बनेगा. What has it done earlier? It has laid its eggs here. Right? By the time pollen gets transferred, fertilization occurs, ovule का seed बन गया. The eggs of this yucca moth hatch and the young ones come out. And the young ones now feed on some of the seeds which are formed in the ovula. So some of the seeds are taken up by the young ones and some of them are dispersed. So that way it is, both of them are benefiting from this kind of a relationship. So the yucca plant and the moth, क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? They are codependent on each other for their existence. So it's a type of a symbiosis between them. Right? So plants, they require these organisms for pollination. Organisms in return get their rewards. The rewards could either be in the form of nectar, could either be in the form of relevant seeds, or either could be in the form of pseudocopulation, sexual deceit. Okay. So these are some very specific examples which are finding mention here. One more example that we have is that of salvia. Salvia, right? Now salvia could be of white color, it could be of light purple. There are different varieties of salvia. Now the flower of salvia has two stamens. The two anther lobes are widely separated by a prolonged curved connective which allows the two stamens to swing like a lever mechanism. नहीं, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Look at this area. Can you see a bifurcated structure here? यहाँ पे एक bifurcated और बहुत सारे ऐसे अंदर bifurcated structure दिख रहे हैं अपने को. ठीक है. अब इसमें होता क्या है कि the stamen is like this. ये नीचे पूरा stamen है. उसके जो anther lobe होता है ना, it is like this. ये एक anther lobe है, ये दूसरा anther lobe है. Right? We know that stamen is diathecous, दो anther lobe होते हैं generally. तो ये ऊपर वाला anther lobe है, it is like this. और ये जो part है ना वो connective है. This part is connective. Right? So one anther lobe, second anther lobe, both of them joined by this large connective. Such an anther is called as a divaricate anther. D-I-V-A-R-I-C-A-T, divaricate anther, which is typically found in salvia. Ab, look at the corolla of this salvia. Can you see it's a bilobed corolla, right? Two lip है, ये upper lip है corolla का, ये lower lip है corolla का. ठीक है? Now the insect uses the lower lip of the corolla as a landing pad, right? And in the process, what it does is it lands on the lower anther lobe, right? अब ये upper lobe है, ये lower lobe है. Lower lobe जो है वो sterile है. It does not produce pollen grains. Upper lobe is fertile. So अब क्या होता है कि when the insect lands here, it is actually sitting on the lower lobe, and the upper lobe का जो fertile है, जो anther pollen grains produce करेगा, it is now deposited on the backside of the insect, thereby affecting pollination, right? क्या लिखा है देखो यहाँ पे, the upper lobe is fertile, the lower lobe is sterile, right? Upper lobe fertile, lower lobe sterile. In natural conditions, the connective remains upright. When an insect enters corolla tube, it pushes the lower lobe in such a way that the upper lobe, fertile lobe, swings and touches. यानी insect आया, जब ऐसा बैठेगा वो, तो उसके वेट से ये नीचे पुश होगा, और ये नीचे पुश होने की वजह से ये बेंड डाउन हो जाएगा. This is called as a lever mechanism. This is called as lever mechanism. The flower is protandrous, right? Protandry is a condition where androecium matures earlier than gynoecium, right? Proto, you know, is first, andra is androecium. So proto plus andra is protandrous. Okay. उसका ऑपोजिट कंडीशन हो जाएगा प्रोटोगाइनी. अगर गाइनोशियम मैच्योर होता है तो प्रोटोगाइनस. मैंने बोला दोनों साथ में मैच्योर होते हैं तो होमोगैमस बोलते हैं उसको. ओके, सो दिस इज द केस फॉर सैल्विया, right? A very typical case where it is called as the lever mechanism of pollination. Okay, sometimes it is also called as turnpike mechanism of pollination, lever mechanism or turnpike. Okay. Ornithophily, pollination by birds, right? So we have examples of sunbirds, Salmalia, Erythrina, crows, mynas, bignonia, and all these are examples of these. Right now, the pollinators and the pollinated plants, right? The hummingbirds are there, sunbirds are there, honeysuckers. Those are examples of birds which help in pollination. Flowers are large, showy, brightly colored. Birds have a very, very powerful sense of sight. Vision is very powerful. Optic lobes are highly developed. So the flowers, they exhibit very bright, neon bright colors so that they can be seen from a larger distance. These can attract birds from long distances. The flowers are generally tubular. If you can see these small flowers, they have a tubular shaped corolla. Nicotiana glauca और cup shaped like in case of Callistemon. लेकिन दोनों केसेस में जो करोला होगा वो फ्यूज्ड होगा. It will be a fused corolla. Petals separate नहीं होगा उसके अंदर. They are scentless, without fragrance. Now this is an anomaly now. Generally biotically pollinated में क्या होता है? Fragrance होता है. यहाँ पे fragrance नहीं, क्योंकि birds have zero, poor sense of smell. We did this point way back in Kingdom Animalia जब हम लोग क्लास एव्स कर रहे थे. सेंस ऑफ साइट पावरफुल है, लेकिन उनका सेंस ऑफ स्मेल बहुत वीक है. अब इफ अ प्लांट हैज टू गेट पॉलिनेटेड बाय अ बर्ड, व्हाई रिक्वायर फ्रेग्रेंस जब उनको कुछ स्मेल करने को ही नहीं आता है? दे डोंट हैव द सेंस ऑफ स्मेल, सो व्हाई वेस्ट दैट एनर्जी? सो दिस काइंड ऑफ अ विजडम इज शोन बाय नेचर व्हेन फ्लावर्स डेवलप देयर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. Stamens and carpels protrude from beneath the perianth lobes. The flowers produce copious amounts of nectar. Large amounts of nectar is produced by the flower. Now see, corolla है, मैंने क्या बोला, ट्यूब शेप्ड होगा या कप शेप, और वो भी फ्यूज्ड होगा. देखो, अगर फ्यूज्ड होता है तो अब इट कैन होल्ड द लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ नेक्टर. अगर सेपरेट पेटल्स होते, द नेक्टर वुड हैव स्पिल्ट ओवर, राइट? सो व्हेन यू हैव अ ट्यूब्यूलर शेप्ड करोला और उसके अंदर सारा नेक्टर stored hai large amount of nectar. Now the bird can insert the beak inside the tubular corolla and take the nectar. Now why large amount of nectar? देखो यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है important as drink rather than food. So they don't take up the nectar as food, they take up the nectar as fluid to drink. Insect will take up the nectar as food. So इंसेक्ट पॉलिनेटेड में नेक्टर का प्रोडक्शन और बर्ड पॉलिनेशन में नेक्टर का प्रोडक्शन में डिफरेंस होगा अमाउंट में. A hummingbird can consume up to half its body weight of nectar in a single day. Just an example given here. Right? So these are some of the characteristics of flowers which are exhibited, the flowers which get pollinated by birds. So they will show characteristics which are suitable to birds. Finally, we've got floral adaptations for Chiropterophily, pollination by bats. Some of the examples: Durio, Kigelia, Anthocephalus, Adansonia, Bauhinia. These are some of the examples. So flowers are freely exposed, large and tough. Obviously, it needs to sustain the weight of the bat. So you need a tough and a hard flower. Flowers open in the evening. Obviously, bats are nocturnal creatures, so you need flowers which open in the evening. Strong scent like that of rotting fruits. Now, bats, they prefer this kind of a smell, so obviously flowers will give off fragrance which is similar to that of rotting fruits. Bats feed on nectar and pollen produced in very large amounts. For example, Adansonia has got around 2000 stamens. Can you imagine the number of pollen grains which are produced now? Right? And obviously they can travel to large distances. So some of the characteristics which are exhibited by bat pollinated flowers, Chiropterophily. Okay. Now there is one small topic in the NCERT under the heading called as outbreeding devices. Outbreeding devices. Now I have just taken that topic और उसको दो पार्ट्स में मैंने डिवाइड किया है. Conditions that promote self-pollination, conditions that promote cross-pollination. Now in other books this topic is given under the heading called as contrivances. Right? So conditions which make self-pollination or cross-pollination obligatory. Right? ऐसे conditions जिससे compulsorily self-pollination होगा या ऐसे conditions जहाँ self-pollination होगा ही नहीं, it has to go for cross-pollination. Right? Flower unisexual है, self-pollination possible ही नहीं, cross-pollination compulsory हो गया. So unisexuality, it becomes a contrivance for cross-pollination. Right? So I've just given a very simple heading. Right? If you read through outbreeding devices, it is similar to what I have taken here. Now, autogamy, right? Hermaphrodite or bisexual flowers with stamen and carpel close to each other increase the chance of self-pollination. क्या बोला है? Autogamy is possible in bisexual, लेकिन उसके साथ में condition क्या है? Homogamy. When anther and carpel mature together, right? So अब bisexual और homogamous रहा तो chance of self-pollination is very high. ठीक है. The most important condition here is cleistogamy. Right? This diagram is taken from NCERT itself. Flowers, when they are open, they are called chasmogamous flower. Right? I'll just. Flowers, when they are open, they are called chasmogamous flower, and when they are closed, they are called as cleistogamous flower. Right? अब चैस्मोगैमस फ्लावर उसके मन में जो आएगा वो करेगा उसके अडेप्टेशन के हिसाब से. हमारा जो फोकस है वो क्लिस्टोगैमस फ्लावर पे. इफ द फ्लावर इज क्लोज्ड, राइट, तो अंदर का पोलन बाहर नहीं जा सकता है और बाहर से कोई पोलन अंदर नहीं आ सकता है. सो क्लिस्टोगैमस के पास सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन के अलावा और कोई रास्ता नहीं है. सो व्हाट डज क्लिस्टोगैमी बिकम? इट बिकम्स अ कॉन्ट्रिवेंस for self-pollination. Right? So we have viola, we have oxalis, we have commalina. On the same plant, they'll produce two types of flowers: chasmogamous and cleistogamous. Right? So open flowers are chasmogamous, closed flowers are cleistogamous. क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? In such flowers, anthers and stigma lie close to each other. They do not open. Anthers, they dehisce. Pollen grains come in contact with stigma. So we are having assured seed set even in absence of pollinators. यानी pollinator कोई भी नहीं है, फिर भी seed बनना जो है वो assured है because the flower is closed. Right? So these are some conditions which promote self-pollination. Whereas what about those conditions which promote cross-pollination? Obviously unisexuality will be one of the conditions, right? अगर plant unisexual है, right? Flower, if both male and female are present in the same plant, like in case of castor and maize, right? Monoecious, तो कौन सा होगा? Geitonogamy possible होगा. देखो क्या लिखा है? It prevents autogamy but not geitonogamy. Geitonogamy possible है. In several species like papaya, male and female are present on different plants, मतलब dioecious condition हो गया, right? So this condition prevents both autogamy and geitonogamy. जो same point मैंने geitonogamy और xenogamy टाइप पे किया. So यहाँ पर xenogamy possible हो जाएगा in case of papaya, but autogamy, geitonogamy दोनों prevent हो जाएगा फिर, right? So please ये examples जो दिया है ना monoecious और dioecious का, वो ध्यान में रखना, right? They can be combined with either monoecious, dioecious. They could be combined with autogamy, geitonogamy, xenogamy. Accordingly, the question can be framed. Dichogamy, right? What is homogamy? If androecium and gynoecium are maturing together. लेकिन अगर आगे पीछे हो गया तो androecium पहले, gynoecium बाद में, अभी आया था अपने को प्रोटैंड्री, उल्टा गाइनोशियम पहले मैच्योर हो गया, एंड्रोशियम बाद में हुआ, प्रोटोगाइनी. सो दिस कंडीशन इज कॉल्ड डाइकोगैमी, राइट? जैसे सैल्विया में वी हैड अ प्रोटैंड्रस कंडीशन, हो सकता है किसी और फ्लावर में वी कैन हैव अ प्रोटोगाइनस कंडीशन. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डाइकोगैमी. अगर डाइकोगैमस कंडीशन है, आइदर प्रोटैंड्री और प्रोटोगाइनी, then the flower does not have an option but to go in for cross pollination. एंड्रोशियम मैच्योर हो गया है, लेकिन करस्पॉन्डिंग उसी फ्लावर का गाइनोशियम इमेच्योर है, या उल्टा, ठीक है? सो दैट्स अ कॉन्ट्रीवेंस फॉर प्रमोटिंग क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन. सेल्फ इनकम्पैटिबिलिटी, नाउ दिस इज समथिंग वेरी यूनिक, राइट? Generally when we talk of the same flower, the same genetic combination, everything is same, right? No? But herein we find that flower bisexual है, flower homogamous है, लेकिन flower का pollen grain और flower का stigma, they are incompatible, right? If the pollen grain will deposit on the stigma, the flower will die. So they opt for cross pollination. We find this in case of certain orchids. Orchids बहुत बड़ा group है, please, right? You know, at a lot of places we have been studying orchid. Ophrys speculum भी orchid था, फिर वो vanda हमने पढ़ा था, वो भी orchid था. So orchid is a very big group, please. ठीक है? So some of the plants in orchid group, right, they are incompatible. So any same flower का pollen grain और stigma दोनों compatible नहीं है. Sites. So in that case cross pollination will occur, right? I told you again, you can please read under the heading which is called as outbreeding devices, right? इसको थोड़ा सा मैंने simplify किया है, थोड़ा अलग कर दिया है, ठीक है? Maybe when we meet I can describe some of the other outbreeding devices also which do not find mention in the NCERT. There is one called as hercogamy and heterostyly भी है, right? Maybe if I feel we can talk about it. The last part that we talk about is pollen pistil interaction, right? Outbreeding devices के शायद ऊपर या नीचे mentioned है pollen pistil interaction, और फर्स्ट लेक्चर में मैंने इसका मेंशन किया था जब हमने मेल गैमेटोफाइट किया था. आई हैड मेंशन pollen pistil interaction. Pollination does not guarantee the transfer of the right type of pollen, right? यानी it is not ensuring that it will deposit the pollen on a stigma और दोनों compatible हो गए. There is no guarantee. Often the pollen of the wrong type also lands on the stigma, right? From other species or from the same plant. I told you same plant तो incompatibility वाला हो जाएगा फिर, The pistil has the ability to recognize the pollen. So everything will be decided by the stigma, whether it is of the right type or of the wrong type. If it is of the right type, the pistil accepts the pollen and promotes post-pollination. What did we talk about? When the pollen grain is deposited, और अगर वो compatible type का है, so stigma secretes a sugary secretion which is absorbed. अब वो sugary secretion stigma में से कब आएगा? तब compatibility test खत्म हो जाएगा. अगर स्टिग्मा को लगता है पोलन कंपैटिबल है, देन स्टिग्मा विल रिलीज अ शुगरी सिक्रीशन. अब पोस्ट पॉलिनेशन यानी कि सारे उसके बाद वाले प्रोसेसेस स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे. राइट, द एबिलिटी ऑफ पिस्टिल टू रिकॉग्नाइज द पोलन followed by its acceptance or rejection is the result of a continuous dialogue between the pollen grain and pistil. Dialogue मतलब क्या? It's a chemical interaction. Certain proteins are secreted by the stigma in order to check the compatibility of the pollen, please. ठीक है? So this is a very dynamic process involving pollen recognition followed by promotion of the pollen or inhibition. Now this process is helps the plant breeder to manipulate the pollen pistil interaction even in incompatible pollination. यानी कि जो compatibility चाहिए, you can introduce such in plants, and then incompatible pollens are also made to be compatible. Now that is a very separate topic in case of agricultural interest, not really of much importance here. ठीक है? So this is the topic of pollination. Now here we finished the entire topic of pollination, right? Pollination topic बहुत बड़ा है. It requires very close reading on your part of the NCERT, please, right? Okay, thank you all. Thank you so much, everybody.